We set up a time to meet prior to when we start. When you show up 3 minutes before you start,
I was here. I was trying to get this thing situated. It sucks.
I show up typically an hour before the show.
Yeah, tell the people why their time is invaluable.
you are listening to the #1 most inconsistent podcast in the world.
Ding.
You're still muted, Putz.
Oh.
Keep talking.
Oh,
Not you.
Who unmuted me?
You're still muted, Chris.
You
There
muted
go.
me. I didn't
Oh,
mute myself.
he's the
How come it
putz.
didn't automatically do it. This dude, this stuff is getting too fancy. It's
There's
too
way
fancy
too. All
for
of
us.
we haven't been on in like a month, and all of a sudden there's all these new buttons, and I'm like,
yeah, I don't like buttons.
I don't.
Why
get
does
paid
everybody's
enough.
name like now they get points for commenting in the stream?
No, they don't.
If you
Yeah.
go to the
Yeah, they
YouTube chat,
do.
everybody has a crown with their with the #1 next to them. If they get for free on Leon gets #1 right now.
How do we take
And-
that crown away?
I don't know, but I got
It'll go
25
away,
points for
maybe.
making a comment, and I'm the moderator.
I want to make a comment.
Hello, hey, someone's watching from Belgium.
That's cool. I hate Belgium.
Giles, maybe Giles.
Yeah, Giles.
Did I
Heinemann?
get a point?
Did you get a point? Comment no, because you're the creator. You're a loser. You don't get points.
I am the alpha and the omega.
You're the omega, is what you are.
Hmm.
If you're
Randy
the alpha,
Ravioli is in the house, guys, with his
Hey,
family.
Randy.
I see
Hey,
your mom
that's-
came home, Randy. That was kind of touch and go for a while there, wasn't
she
Goes out with the bikers.
she went to go get some milk and she came back.
it? He moved his room around the other day. I saw
I
that.
did not see that. I did not see that.
Yeah. So what's going on? It's been a long time.
It has been a long time, man. Dude, life has been crazy lately.
It really
Just-
has.
Busy.
Where's Bill?
Bill, I don't know. We're not friends with Bill anymore. He's gone. He's dead to us.
Joe, is this another girlfriend of yours?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I bet you it is. Well, then who is it? Some dude?
Could be.
Why do you have so
I
many
know him for
dudes
a
that
while,
dress
like,
up
they've
as
been around.
girls?
They've been around for a while, but
Like, what is it with you and dudes that dress up as girls? Like, I don't understand it.
so you think.
He doesn't want to talk. See, there's something there. There's something there. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe it's
Maybe.
a dude.
Maybe. No. So how's summer been going for you guys? Like, is it unbearable? Joe or Adam, you're not one of the guys anymore because you don't work.
No,
so
I'm just a
I know.
pusher.
you're just a pencil
It's-
pusher.
Just recently it's been I changed over to my own. I left the company I was with. I told you guys, I don't know if I told you guys to see, I've been trying to tell you guys a lot of things, but I've been waiting for the show to come. So there's another huge story I want to talk about, which will be coming up.
Here's my problem. I
yeah.
get ideas to things to talk about on the show, and then we don't do the show for a month, and then I forget. I'm sure there's a lot of things I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember them anymore.
Oh, so the huge story, I know you forget about them after a couple weeks go by, especially when you guys can't make the show. So the huge story is I got my first surprise of being a business owner because I recently, like I said, I went all out. Like, you know what, I'm going by myself. I have clients, they're keeping me busy. So I didn't tell you guys about this. I got contacted by a gentleman from my website. He's like, "Hey, listen, I got your information. I got a hot water tank. I'm in another province. I'm trying to shorten up. I'm deaf. I'm going through operations. Okay. And I got movers coming.
Like gender transformation operations are what you're doing or what?
He says deaf. He says
I thought you were talking about yourself. Oh, okay. Got it.
No. This is a customer. So a customer contacted me, right?
Got it.
Saying, oh yeah, you got to install a water heater. I'm like, sure. Okay, fine. But I'm in another province, blah, 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 blah. I'm deaf. I'm going through operations, but you know what? If you could do me a solid, pretty much, can you do this for me? I'm like, you know what? Sure. First year, guys. First year. You got to think about this. First year. So,
what was he? Was he Indian?
We don't know because he's deaf and he can't talk, and he's talking to me through email. So listen to this. Just listen. It gets better. So I'm like, okay, sure. The moving company, doesn't have Visa or whatever. They can't do Visa.
Did he ask for your credit card up front to obtain an authorization, and then he pays you the $50 million?
Look at Joe. He did this. Joe went like this, and he zoomed out. Loser.
So
it's again, Joe, like that.
Why do you have texture on the wall behind you?
Did it. Do it again.
Just
no, you gotta
go bigger.
Okay,
so I go this. How do I do that?
Both hands like this. It does a really cool feature. Both hands like this, right? And then you move them back and forth like that in front of your face. And
how about that? How about that? How about fucking arm? How about that? So, anyways, listen to this. So,
I'm trying to listen, but it's
okay. Listen. So we keep on going back and forth, and then he's like, they're not set up for Visa, but I'm going to give you the money for them. You keep your shared deposit for the tank or whatever, and then when Friday comes, you can install it. You'll meet the movers there, and you install it. Okay, sure. So I invoice them $9,000 and change. Okay, I'm like, let's see if he pays it. He pays it. Okay. So he gives me $9,000. Okay. I go get, I was gonna go get the water. I was ready to get it. I didn't get it yet. And I transfer the movers their portion, which whatever it is, what was it? Take away whatever it was, 6,000, 5,000, whatever the fuck it was. Can't remember now. And I gave them their portion, and then Friday comes around, and I don't hear nothing, right? And then all of a sudden, I call the movers, call him, and go, what's going on? Oh, the landlord over there in the other province, he's not letting my shit go. I got bills. There's bills pending. This, and that. I'm like, okay. He's like, you know what? He wants more money. You know what? Can we do the same thing? I'm gonna give you I'll give you 10,000. I'll give you just $1,000 for your trouble. And can you do the same thing? I'm like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I don't know what's going on. I can't do this. So I stopped it. I go, hey, you know what? I'll give you your deposit back. Right? What happens is a couple of days later, what does he do? He charged back. He charges back the whole amount. So I already transferred to the movers, his buddies probably, money. He charges back the whole amount, so I'm left with nothing. I give the movers their money. He gets even his whatever 2,000 was supposed to be mine. It's all gone. So I go, I knew right away. I fucking knew right away. Like, oh my god! Because first of all, I hate scammers. I hate fraud, and I never thought I would be one of them. And I got jacked, and I knew it right away. And they jacked me for $9,000. So for first year owner business, boom, $9,000. I'm ready. Like, got to pay off because I got shafted. Called the bank, did this, did that, because it's not fraud. Fraud, they'll give it back. But because I accepted and I gave e-transfer to that fucking other company, I can't get it back. It's done. They invested.
Yeah, that's
so it has a name for it. It's called a checker.
Weird ass Canadian shit, bro.
Yeah, it's a common hack that's been going on, a common scam that's going on, and they call it something.
Say this, start over again.
Really?
Well, you started from the end and you went to the beginning.
What do you mean? I went from the beginning.
Who is the guy again?
He doesn't know because he was a blind deaf guy. He contacted
me. He emailed me. He contacted me.
You just randomly did this thing with this dude?
Yeah, I had a heart, dude. I went with my heart. He's deaf. Dude. He's going through operations.
You don't have a heart in business, bro.
Wait. Hold on a second. So he just emailed you out of nowhere, right?
Well, no. He said he got my shit from my website.
And then so he
Nobody
said,
goes to websites these days. Websites
I
are
know, you're
dead.
right. Yeah.
and
And he's like, listen, you seem legit, dude. I could show you some emails. Like it's and I could tell they're almost AI emails, but I was just keeping on going with he's deaf. I don't fucking know. I'll just give him the benefit of the doubt. Always
Joe,
give him
you
the benefit.
never
I'm
do
gonna
that.
send you an
Did you
email
learn your
later.
lesson?
Sorry,
Did you learn your lesson?
I learned my lesson,
So
but
you
this is what
lost,
I'm,
you
this,
lost 9,000.
9,000 just like that. I'll show you all the proof in the world. And I just want to tell you guys, like, it's embarrassing, but I want to tell you guys because I fucking hate scammers. I think they're the number one pet peeve. I never thought I was going to be one of those guys to get napped, but this is a learning experience. This is something for business owners. You see how easy it is. I don't know there was something called a charge. Like I knew there was chargebacks, but I didn't know I could get shafted like that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy too is I know you could do it. You get insurance for that too. But it's crazy even if I didn't transfer the money to this moving company. Are you guys laughing for?
Because Adam's putting fucking banners on the screen.
Oh, even if I didn't transfer money to the other company, I wonder if I was able to get my money back if they investigate, seeing I didn't do nothing. There was no business done. I probably could have made, but because I transferred, I got shafted.
I just realized you're wearing a shirt that I have made in the 80s. That's what I wore to my roller skating theme party when we got the skating rink for my 40th birthday. I wore that exact shirt made in the 1980s and it had Mario on it. Yes. 100%.
So that's my first story. Getting shafted. But you bounce back, and it's unfortunate you got to pay for it. But what are you gonna do? It is what it is. You learn.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
That's
crazy,
not,
eh?
I know. 9,000 is not a good.
It's not. And the thing is, he was asking for another 10K, and I was like, okay, right.
Meet him in person. Meet him in person.
He's in another province.
Go drive there.
Oh yeah, dude.
No,
I'm not gonna drive there for a hot water tank, dude. What the fuck do I care? He's coming here. He said he's gonna move to Toronto. So I'm like, okay, fine. The thing is, like, it's when as soon as he asked for another 10K,
fishy. So here's the thing.
That's when I started sounding fishy. I told my apprentice, sorry, Chris. As soon as he asked for, I was telling my apprentice, like, this guy's asking for more money. I can't do this. No. What's going on here?
For the longest time, I thought these were my good luck charm to keep me from getting shafted, but apparently they're not, and I can't wear these anymore. So because I
spotlight him. Oh no!
What'd you do? You took it off.
I try to.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
Why are you so blurry?
It's my background that's blurry, and you're just saying that to piss me off.
No, you are a little blurry. Dude.
Your whole everything about you is blurry.
It's not blurry on my end.
Those boxes are great.
Yeah, go ahead and back on out.
There you go. There's a YouTube channel called Pleasant Green that goes over scams like this. Interesting.
Oh, look at
they had a name.
Look at that shirt right there. Look at that.
Joe got shafted. I love that banner. That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, it's what are you gonna do? You learn from it, man.
What does your shirt say, Joe? Made in what?
We just talked about this, dude.
Made in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It must be green in the bottom.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with my internet, my friends. I'm 30 up right now, so
I'm 30 down.
Whatever the problem is, it's somewhere else. It's probably because Adam clicked stream in 4K. So
do we look like we're 4K right now?
No, because you can't stream in 4K. You can only do videos in 4K after. The highest you can stream at is 1080p, but it does like do some weird stuff to it.
What is that?
I don't know. This is what I was jokingly said before the show when me and Adam were talking about all the new buttons. I said, looks like something we need to test out while we're on the show.
I don't know how to get. Do we like that or do we like that?
No, we don't like that. That's for like Instagrammers. That was so you can freaking be vertical or whatever.
What is that for? This looks like one of those lockets that you buy with your girlfriend.
That's like the Brady Bunch intro.
Here's a story.
Congrats on
is it not the funniest thing though to think that the actor that played Mike Brady was a rage, like he played the most wholesome dude, but like he was not wholesome in the Christian sense after the fact. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on with that dude. Ended up dying of AIDS.
What do we like better?
No way.
Yeah, because of all his action after the show. So
Ah,
I like that one.
you know what happened in the 80s? Chernobyl pop. Dude, explain to you guys.
Chernobyl.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
Adam,
so that was my so I've been meaning to tell you guys, but I figured, you know what, I'll save it for the show. Fuck it, why
bro,
not?
$9,000, man.
I know.
You
That's
know what I
terrible.
could do with? I could have taken my family on so many like fun,
Don't
fancy
even, that's
adventures.
You know
when
how
I
much-
start thinking-
You know how much
Yeah.
crypto you could have bought with $9,000?
I know.
Well,
When
don't
you
buy it
think-
high, buy it low. But yeah, you could have done well.
When you
Bad
think
news low.
bad news more.
Thanks for the super chat, man. That's cool.
That is cool.
So yeah, so I haven't talked to you guys in a while. Guess what is out right now? I've been working on it for the past, I don't know, what, a couple months, I guess. Maybe not a
What's
couple
that?
months, but
You?
the new I've been working along with Measure Quick.
Yeah,
Cool.
We got a new workflow in Measure Quick. Comfort Max.
Really?
Comfort
Yeah.
Max. So that's like an NCI workflow or whatever, because that's their software.
Ding. Was that bell loud enough?
Yes, that was perfectly loud enough.
Freon,
I feel like
that's
it needs to be
awesome.
louder.
Trust me, there's nothing
Let's
like
see if
that.
I
No
can get that
grifting
up.
here.
I don't know which
There's
button
no
makes
need
it
for any of
louder
that.
though. Am I echoey?
Off
No.
select.
But whatever you just pushed, I don't know how to make that.
Thanks, Ike. Thanks,
louder?
Freon.
Oh, you're louder. Hold on a
Yeah.
sec.
Adam's
That's
over here playing with buttons right now.
Another workflow, so many to choose from. Yeah,
That's
so what's this
literally-
workflow about?
Literally, my job is to push buttons.
I wish that Measure Quick would legitimately fix the commercial side of the software for like commercial air conditioning and finally implement the refrigeration stuff. But apparently there's no money in that
Let's
because
get Jim on here.
when you do commercial, it's just like nothing works, right? But to be fair though, too, on the commercial side, it's very difficult to get the probe placement right because most of the time you're not going into the attic to find the closest supply diffuser to stick the supply probe into it. So you're always too
Right.
close to the coil. So your airflow is out of whack, your TD is out of whack. And then you make the mistake like me of melting your probes when you put it into heating mode and it touches the heat exchanger and melts your freaking probe.
I found something from was it Jim who told me this? Somebody told me this, but your field piece psychrometers, you cannot store them in a bag or any other container that has adhesive, or you ruin them.
Why would you do that? What do you mean adhesive? Like
It's
what do
like
you mean?
off gassing, like tape.
Mm.
Oh, like
Like
I've
tape.
never luckily I've
Really?
never stored them with adhesive because I just keep them in a Vito bag. So
yeah, I kind of do the same.
oh, speaking of, I told my guys that I need a new van and pretty much done with it because my van was a mess the other day and I moved my probe bag that has all my probes and I set it on top of a bucket and didn't think twice, was doing something. Then I smelt something like 2 minutes later and I realized that it just perfectly hit the top of the penetrating oil, the can, and just sprayed it for 2 minutes. The liquid stuff just
in your
dude,
van.
in my van,
I
dude, it
hate
smelled
that.
so bad for 2 days. I even pulled everything, cleaned it, dried it up, but the smell, it smells like what is the turpentine or whatever it is inside? It's not turpentine. It's
urethane.
no, it's not even urethane. It's
What is this stuff in here again?
aspartame.
Is it aspartame?
No, it's not aspartame. So Adam was
What
saying
about
how he
these
was
I
he's
thought I had
addicted to
some
those
in here.
mints.
Yeah,
And I
do you
told
guys
him
ever-
that's just pure aspartame, dude. You're poisoning yourself.
You guys ever use aspartame?
Anybody who has candies or gum. Yeah, Adam, you're all blurry. Why?
Am
Why
I
you all
still
blurry?
blurry?
Yeah. You're not sharp. Don't start playing with buttons. Nobody is. It's just the internet quality.
Should I turn off the? We should. Who started this in 4K? Freaking idiot!
Adam.
Oh, it was me. I
So
don't
you
even know how
didn't-
to get to the chat.
What was the workflow you're talking about? What's it on? Like, what's it about?
Who?
Measure Quick.
Oh, it's pretty cool. So it's all right, so let's talk about what do you need to get this done. You either need some type of manometer probe to measure static pressure, and then you need the fan table of a system, right? And then you would need a minimum of 4 psychrometers, 4 Bluetooth psychrometers.
Okay.
But we recommend 8 or more. So you got to buy stock and field piece if you're going to use it.
Okay.
Right. And then you need a flow hood. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So what is it? You start off and you run the system in cooling. It's a cooling workflow, and basically you measure the airflow at the fan, and then you measure. You have a probe. You have a supply and return equipment probe, and then it calculates what your equipment BTUs are. And then you go through and you measure all the supply and return grills throughout the whole house, and you have multiple probes in your supply registers, and then you're taking a snapshot and an average of all the temperatures and the delivered BTUs in the house. So then you get a report that gives you equipment performance score and a system performance score to see how much losses you have as far as duct losses, air, leakage in ducts.
Yeah. Right, because measuring the airflow in each register plus the temperature in each register. Pretty cool.
You don't have to do all the
Not
registers, but they,
more the better though, no?
Yeah, more the better, but
Yeah.
don't get crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty wild.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. We
That
got
does
that.
sound cool.
I missed. So NCI does this thing every year. Once a year, there's an event called Trainer Week. Which by the way, I was on Shop Talk the other night.
That's
I
all right. Well, I didn't know that you were gonna be on there. You didn't even tell us.
I know. I didn't even know it still was on air.
Yeah, it was the skilled trade up was on there. The guy he used me as a lifeline.
Oh, did he?
Oh.
Did you help him win like you helped Yama win the
Well,
grand prize?
that's what I said right before he started, because he's like, you can use him as a lifeline. I'm like, you might be questioning my ability, but I am one of the only ones who made it all the way to the end
That's right.
while cheating.
Yeah. Yeah, was calling us. It was so hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
That
I
was
did.
too funny.
Who was it?
Huh?
Who was calling and what was the question?
Oh, it was an easy. It was like, what manufacturer makes a T-Con thermostat? And the guy's like, I think it's Train, but I'm gonna use my lifeline. I'm like, you just wasted a lifeline because it is Train. And then he got a much harder question and he lost the grand prize.
Then he lost. See ya.
So yeah, back to it. This past week, once a year, we do Trainer Week, where all the trainers get together and they fly into the headquarters and then hang out and kind of, go through these different events and learn from each other, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty cool. And then yesterday, at the end of the day, they went out on a boat on a lake. It was, just like a bonding, team building type deal. Is Zach still butthurt about that?
I don't think Zach's upset. I think he's moved.
I don't
on.
know. I told him I felt bad. He's like, "Oh, it's cool. It's cool." I mean, that was like what, 5 years ago?
Yeah, but that was. I mean, honestly, skilled trade up wouldn't be as popular as it was if we weren't hyping it up and all of us were having fun. So it wasn't anything bad. He didn't get screwed. I mean, he literally
he was so mad when that happened. He was so mad. He didn't want to talk to us. He was so mad.
Good promotion. It was good promotion.
I'm the one who got screwed at the end of the day, because then Ted gave him what did he give him? Like a reclaimer or something like that,
a vacuum pump or something. Yeah,
I had to ship it to Mexico and it cost like $4,000.
Mind you, if you want to ship something to Mexico, literally they give you an address and then they give you a description of the building in the town that it's in too. So it's like
red building past 3 donkeys, and
that's the address. So I remember one time trying to figure something out and I was like, I'm not shipping to Mexico. This is stupid.
Yeah, he sent me, it was like 4 paragraphs for his address. I'm like, I don't want like a chapter of a book. Can you just give me your freaking address? He's like, this is my address. I'm like, how do you even remember that? I would never be able to find my way home. So you have to enter all that crap into a GPS if you have to come home from somewhere.
So here's the thing. On our website, when you order merch, for some reason, I didn't even know this was there, but there's a place where you can put special instructions. Okay. So people put special instructions all the time. We'll get a merch order and it says, please ring the bell. Don't leave outside. And I'm like, how the fuck do I tell the postman that? When I just literally, it goes to the postal site and like, it doesn't put, so people constantly put special instructions. Please put it in box number, whatever. And I'm like, whatever's on your address, that's where it's going, bud. It's being put wherever the postman puts it. So Not doing anything else.
So I got to finish my story because we keep jumping all around. But yeah, Zach
Yeah,
was
fine.
pissed. And I did get screwed because then I had to send Yama all kinds of crap. And that was really. And do you think he actually recovers refrigerant?
No.
No.
There's no way. Has he
Dude,
ever
when was
used
the last
it?
time when Yama was even in the chat?
He comes in like once every 3 weeks and he's like, Joe, go F yourself. And then he disappears. And that's what
That's
happened.
about right.
We don't get any more of those. Like, not that I want them, but Yama used to come in there. We would do like hangouts, not even live ones. And he'd be like, he'd come on the hangout eating a bowl of something with no shirt on. With his
I'm going to send
Jesus,
him an invite right now.
with his Jesus crucifix. Oh, not right now. Let's
Yeah,
finish
I
the
gotta- I
show.
wanna
Do it
get
at the
him
end
in.
of the show.
Can we
But-
get him? I'm going to bring him in at the end.
Yeah, at the end.
All right.
There you go. But I don't want him popped up staring at us the whole time.
I do. He'll be sitting with he's got like a picture of himself on the wall with like Mother Mary. And
And
it's
then
like
he has like a
dirty.
Jesus crucifix in the background. And yeah.
I'm going to tag him and say, Yamo, come in like 20 minutes.
What?
Is this the guy that joined the chat in the shower? No, that was Dustin Cole that joined the show in the shower. Or
Yeah.
it could have been Nathan, or depends on if you meant shower or bathtub. So Dustin Cole literally was in the shower and fucking like that. And then I think he got in trouble with his wife, rightfully so. And then,
yeah.
yeah, I think he was like, my wife was like wondering why the hell I was on my phone in the shower.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, so Yamo doesn't recover this stuff. I spent a lot of money sending it to him. And do you remember somebody gave Yamo a freaking H10 leak detector too? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
You think he uses that?
No, yeah,
Right.
come on. Does he really plug? Like, is it one of the ones that you plug into the wall? That's the thing about the H10. I know everybody.
No, he's got
it's
the
a better
H10
one.
Pro. It was what was that? What was the lady's name? Joe.
Oh yeah, it's
What was her
Chris,
name?
you know them.
D, not D. Was it D?
Oh, I think her husband passed away
She-
recently.
She always, yeah, her husband did pass away. But remember, whenever she would like message us, she's like, "My husband says this. My husband said." I'm like, "Your husband
Yeah.
never talks to us, but he says a lot." Anyway,
Anyways, yeah.
NCI, we do a trainer week. Everyone, it's like a team building thing. We try to learn from each other. It's pretty cool. I missed it this week. It was this week. I put together a presentation, like a how-to on Comfort Max, and it was 120 slides. I spent a lot of time on it, and then I missed it. I missed my flight.
How did you miss it?
On Saturday night, I didn't even know this. It was like Sunday, I don't know, around noon. All of a sudden my phone rings. Like a weird, I get like blown up all the time with crazy numbers, nonstop.
Did they ask you for $9,000?
Well, yeah, but I don't fall for it,
Okay.
But this one was like a weird hospital that I'd never heard of. And then
Got it.
2 minutes later,
No,
they
that's
left a
Adam's
message.
dog in the background, Will.
Yeah, they left a message, but I didn't listen to it. And then it was 2 minutes later, I got a phone call, and it was a guy's name that I didn't have on my phone, but it was my in-laws' best friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's weird. And I got a message, and I called them back, and my father-in-law was rushed to the hospital.
Oh,
He wasn't feeling good, and like midnight, he couldn't breathe. He called 911. His heart actually stopped on the way.
Oh,
there.
fuck.
yeah.
So it's a big deal. He's been in the hospital all this week, and yeah. So
That's that the freaking
so that's why I
hospitals
missed it.
suck, man. Having to deal with
Yeah.
hospitals. That's so, and we've gotten to that age. Most of us are probably in our 40s somewhere. And we've gotten to that age where it's just like we all have someone that's going into the hospital that we know, a friend, a family member, a parent. And it's just, dude, like my mom passed away a couple of years ago. It's just, it's freaking wild, dude. So many freaking getting old sucks. It does.
Chris has got one right behind him.
I
He used
do.
it on the shelf.
Yep.
But he doesn't have the shelf anymore, so I don't know what the heck he did with it.
How much, Chris? Jason is looking.
For what? The original Annie right here?
Yeah.
I ain't selling this.
Annie, are you okay?
Annie, you okay? You okay, Annie?
Joe, do you go to a tanning salon?
No, I don't.
Are you sure?
My word.
You
that.
you go to a spray tan?
No, I don't do anything.
You got that
Nine-
Trump hue about you right now.
Do I?
You're looking, yeah, you kind of look a little. You got the Trump.
1966 Adam West Lego Batman.
Is that better?
What is this, show and tell?
Yeah.
I got aspartame.
No fake and bake.
You want to see something else cool? Hold on a second.
No fake and bake here.
I got a DeLorean.
You see this?
That's cool.
Is that a tooth?
Yeah. This is a tooth.
What are you doing with a tooth?
Did you pull it out?
Yeah, it's a crown. It came out when I was eating candy in the basement one day.
Why'd you do
You eating
that? So you didn't get it fixed yet?
No, I gotta figure out that at some point.
That Batmobile turned out nice, by the way.
Yeah, it did.
Right.
That was cool. I like that thing.
Hey.
My daughter built it. I'm not even going to pretend. I helped a little bit. Like,
Are we
10%.
skipping in the real YouTube?
No,
What do you mean?
I think he was talking about the Batmobile.
No, I'm just saying, are we skipping?
Oh, I don't know.
Skipping
I have
what?
no idea. I can't tell.
Ike's here.
Oh, like skipping. I doubt it.
Does he still do HVAC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're good. We're good. I'm looking at it.
Will Speed in the house.
Yep.
Will quit his job. He's a pencil pusher now.
Well, it's more than that. There was a lot to what happened to Will, but yes, he did.
I don't really know any of
change
the story,
stuff.
but
Yeah, I don't know how much he's telling. So
Maybe you could tell us on the show. No shame on the show, buddy.
no,
told you about my story.
it was unfortunate what happened. Like it was just kind of a bummer.
he got fired. Did he pull his shirt off and throw it at his boss?
No.
I did that once.
They're talking about William. Not to interrupt while I remember, but if you guys are ever lost for a show topic idea, I would love to know how they climate control those giant industrial buildings to say at a set temperature. Interesting.
Recirculation of building air, and then they control the temperature with zone sensors. I mean, it just depends on what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
There's
Maybe
probably
that-
quite a few different ways of doing it, right? There
Absolutely.
are different types of systems in that.
We can even get somebody on to join us. Jason Johnson.
Yeah, actually, who'd be cool to come on? Actually, an NCI guy.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Jason or Will said it in the chat. His boss passed away. He was on vacation and he got into a 4-wheeler accident and just abruptly. So it just kind of changed everything and threw a wrench in everybody. There was a lot of people that, so he talked about it. That's what I wanted to say, but I didn't know if he was saying that publicly.
So is he in his position now? Like, is he running the show or he just left the company?
That you
There's no
can
more company.
ask him about. Yeah, there's no more
He
company.
says he's freelancing right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Crazy.
That didn't something like that happen to do you guys ever see that YouTube channel? I know this is super weird, but do you remember that there's like that family. The guy was a prankster and then he did like a vlog thing with his family. Roman Atwood.
I watch Roman Atwood every day.
His mom died. They were on vacation together. He bought his mom a ticket to go to a different country and they went out and rented a bunch of scooters to go family scooting.
It wasn't even that, dude. It was a scooter that you kick with your feet that your kids have in your garage right now.
What?
She fell off of one of those. No,
Wow.
she fell off of a scooter in the driveway and hit her head in a way
Oh
that
my God.
she passed away in another country.
Wow.
That happened
Wow.
That was like a couple of years ago.
that was probably close to like 8 years ago now. That dude, I've watched Roman Atwood since the beginning and we still watch him. We support them and stuff. They're cool people, but he's gone through it, man. At one point in time, because he lives in the middle of nowhere in Ohio, and at one point in time, like he used to be very secretive about his house because people would show up, but people figured it out. He had police on the payroll 24 hours a day. The local police, he was paying out of his pocket for them to sit in front of his house, and he had private security that lived with him basically. And the police, and then after all that passed, he got caught up in a scandal where someone fell in love with his wife on the internet and was coming to save her from Roman. And like the FBI caught wind of it because they had already been following this guy and caught the guy before he got to Roman's house. Like it's wild. So many stories happen with that dude.
Dude, there's a lot of weirdos on here, man. Too.
Remember,
Like,
do you remember the time where his wife got she got all, was it veneers or something put in?
oh, like all of them.
All of a sudden, I remember she looked normal every day, and all of a sudden she got new teeth. I'm like, whoa, what happened to her?
Yeah, and she got recently too. She gets all that bullshit fucking shit they put into your lips and whatever. And she had duck lips for like 3 months. They were like giant. It was like, what the hell? She had them like deflated or something. Now I don't know what the fuck that means, but
you had your run-ins too. Remember Molly?
yeah, that was weird, man.
Oh,
We used to
yeah.
have someone.
Chris had like a serial killer that was
And that person, remember we like went down the rabbit hole on that Molly person because it was Molly Penderson and used to like was in the Discord and was in the streams and stuff. But then when you clicked on the username and went to the YouTube channel, you could tell it was a guy disguising his voice, like talking like a girl. And then the Molly person would refer to this guy that was her friend. And if you went there, you could tell it was that dude. He just created this channel where he talked with stuffed animals. If you look up Molly Penderson, it's still there. You can find they're like talking stuffed animals.
So everyone go and subscribe to the channel right now.
You should definitely go check out Molly Penderson. That one's weird.
Let's throw a link in the chat. Let's pull
Hold
that
on,
up.
let me find up Molly Penderson.
Right, see if you
oh yeah,
find
it's the only one that comes up. It's a freaking dog.
Wow.
Post it in the chat. I want these guys to see this. Post it in the chat.
I need to figure out how to post
Some of the OGs, a lot of OGs in here remember it, but some don't. Yeah, so yeah, post it.
Yeah. Okay. So Neil's talking about this. How about the executive and girlfriend caught on the concert kiss cam? How stupid is that? Like, first off, I can't handle that kind of stuff. It drives me nuts when people romanticize that crap. It's stupid, right? But
do you think it could be possibly like a publicity stunt? Like they called him out on the cam. They're like, "Oh, he's cheating."
Yeah, they didn't call it out on the cam. That maybe after.
I thought they said something. Somebody said that.
I thought that. Yeah, I thought
no,
so.
It was a Coldplay concert, dude. They
like,
just did an old school kiss cam and they were like hugging, and then you could see like, oh shit, but. Yeah, whatever. It's stupid, man. I can't stand that the news is covering that. It drives me nuts. But then again, it also means that the news isn't covering all the other bullshit for the moment. So
true.
I guess.
We got Jesus fish in the house, everybody.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you post it after? Did you see the channel?
What's that?
Just post the freaking thing in there.
I don't know how to do that. I'm fucking staring at it right now.
Grab the link at the top
there
and
you go.
copy and paste, dude.
Command C, and then I'll put it in.
By the way, talk about Coldplay. Was it when they were here? Because they were here and it was nuts.
Might have been.
Stadium.
All right, there's the link to Molly's channel. That person.
Everyone go subscribe.
Don't subscribe. My gosh.
Please.
Tell him HVACR videos says hi.
Or you could do that. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna open your door one day, dude, and he's gonna be there. As soon as you open your door, hey,
it's a stuffed animal talking to me.
Yes. Talking to stuffed animal, not me.
Yeah.
What is that one Muppet? Beaker or whatever? What's
Oh man.
So it was fun on Shop Talk the other night. I gotta say, like it was like very nostalgic going through the skilled trade up, and he had like the music on and everything. It was like, it was like rewinding back in time.
Yeah, I bet.
What a jerk off. This guy sitting over there with his freaking Donald Trump tan.
Oh my god! I changed the color. It doesn't look a little better?
It's fine. It's better.
Yeah.
But your spray tan is definitely emphasized. So
oh my god. No spray. Guys, it's the
Take
Italian.
Take your hat off and do what I'm doing right now. Do this.
Why would I do that?
Because you gotta go full.
Oh, for Trump.
I'm getting the emo hair. It's getting longer, dude. I'm growing it out. It's gonna be like
That's
long
cool.
like yours, Adam.
Yeah, Chris is gonna do the emo forward.
I'm gonna do the emo forward.
Yeah. What was the reason? What was the reason why we said that? What were you doing?
Doing what?
I probably shared something, Joe, the emo forward thing or something. I probably shared because I've been listening to a lot of emo music, and probably that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on an emo kick lately, and it's just I think I'm sad and depressed.
Sorry, I changed the topic. That big house I was quoting there. I'm still talking to
Joe's such a good friend. Whenever I talk about my depression, he changes the subject. He doesn't want to deal with it. So when I silently just end it, people will be like, "Did anybody hear any signs or see anything?" And Joe just be like secretly not talking to anybody.
We could always start up since we have all this extra time now. We could start up Cooler Heads again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Georgia sees more sunshine. Though
I
how
talked
those
to
Chris not tan on
talked
those.
to
I know,
Mr.
right?
I talked to Mr. Pretzel a week ago.
How's he doing?
I'm trying to remember the last time I talked to Brett. It's been a while. He's busy
William,
with his
it's the
consulting
Italian
thing he's
skin,
doing.
buddy. It's
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that quote, that big house, I'm still talking to the owner. It's a big, they're still putting the footings there. And I seen a quote from another, I should have posted, I want to take out the name, but I should show you
There's
the
Brett right
quote
there.
from another company. And it's way cheaper, even on the house side. I'm like, okay, let me see the quote. So I see the quote, and of course, they're doing exactly what the early stages of engineer or architect is laying out. And I'm like, dude, this is shitty. They have what their idea is, they're gonna have 2 boilers, let's say almost like a buffer tank. Oh my god, a buffer tank.
You making
And
camera
from that
fucking
buffer
move.
tank, from that
Why
buffer
don't you
tank,
turn off your
I did. I don't know
gesture,
why. I
man?
keep on
Come on,
there.
bro.
Fuck.
I
They're
want
gonna
to
have
know
a
like
buff-
that texture. That texture is weird, dude. Oh, there you go. There you go.
They're gonna have a buffer tank, and from the buffer tank, they're gonna have a big motor, and it's gonna feed all the takeoffs for the floor warming. I'm like, dude, well, my quote, I haven't looked at it yet. We're gonna have a pump almost every manifold, or maybe a pump every 2 manifolds. I'm gonna have a lot of pumps. I go, there's $40,000 right there. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to. I know he wants me to do it.
But he just wants you to be cheaper.
He wants me to be a little cheaper, so I got the other company's quote, I got my quote, and I compare. Go, see, for this year, they're saying excluded. Well, who's gonna do it? If they're excluding it, who's gonna do it? They're gonna come to you after saying, or the general contractor like, hey, I need more money, or who's doing it? You don't have to worry about that with me. I'm doing everything. I'm gonna take care of it. Less headaches. You don't have to worry about me. Everything's be done. Everything's be taken care of. Anyway, so I'm trying to win that one. And yeah. I think it looks good. It looks good. I'll get it.
We are swimming in work right now, and it's just overwhelming. But partially, it's because we to make an extra 9,000.
Right.
Exactly. We because we're understaffed, right? I'm just working my way through some apprentices right now and trying to build them up. So we're taking a hit, and we just can't keep up with it. It's overwhelming right now. Just the stupid crap.
How's your new apprentice? The newest guy?
They're both doing great. I have 2 apprentices right now, so they're both doing great. I switch basically. I have one basically every other day. We have them ride with me, and then the other one rides with our other technician.
Do you ever see what I used to do when I had apprentices that work with me? When they fall asleep in the truck, I would take pictures of them. Is that creepy?
Nice.
That's
hilarious.
I think I've done that and sent them to you guys when they're like sleeping and drooling. I'll take a picture and send it to you guys. What should I do? Bill's like, slam on the brakes.
Lay on your horn and slam in the brake. Ah!
Yeah, you see that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, and then yeah, hopefully I get it. Like honestly, I'm banking on that. And then that 9,000 I won't feel it anymore for sure.
I still don't understand. You know, Joe, like he spends money like he's a drunken sailor all the time. He's like, he's got all these houses, he's got his business, he's doing this, he's doing that. What's up, Joe?
What do you mean?
How much money do you make over there?
I'm not making that. I'm paying my bills.
I think that's how most of us are right now, is barely just getting by.
Yeah,
it seems like with the way the economy is right now and stuff, it feels like you're literally, I am not saving as much money as I used to save. I'm just basically living paycheck to paycheck when you think about it, without debt.
Is this thing gonna start charging? I am doing really good in XRP right now.
I just sold my XRP. So because I bought it too high and I finally broke even after a month or 2. And
I kept telling you every day, I'm like, I bought more XRP. I bought more.
Yeah.
I'm like, you should be buying XRP right now. You should be buying XRP right now.
I'm still a little reluctant just because I don't understand crypto as much. And so I already dumped in $5,000. And then I was like, I just can't dump anymore. That was all I had to put into it. So I got my money's back, made a couple $100, and I'll buy the dip. So
I don't know if it's gonna, this might be the lowest it's gonna be for a while.
Yeah.
It's going to the moon.
What's this? I'm at
We should have
0.66.
We should.
Are you
have,
really at 66 cents, dude? That's good. Keep it going.
That's what he bought it at.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
How much did you buy, Brett? Let's have Brett come in here. Brett, you want to come in? If I post a link in the chat, every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to show
Yeah,
up.
no. How about you
Absolutely.
just send an email? Please don't post a link.
Hey, Brett, send an email to
Who do you think if you
HVACRvideos@gmail.com and I'll answer your question shortly.
if you post the link, who do you think the first person to click it is?
I ain't saying.
Zombie fish,
Zombie fish.
cyborg sheep.
Jeez. I was gonna say plastic doorknob.
Yep.
Joe's got a new nickname. They call him Sugar Noodle.
Sugar noodle.
No. We love you, Cyborg. Yeah, Sugar Noodle. I can't believe you guys fucking put that in the name. You almost made me had a heart attack.
What does Bill have me? Succulent, the succulent one?
Yeah.
Because Bill helps me with my comments, and Bill went through and found a comment where someone called me succulent, so Bill won't let it go.
what's the context around that? Who
I
called
don't
you
even know,
succulent?
dude. I don't read half the fucking shit that's in there.
Brett, I sent you a link in your Messenger app. Brett, come in here. Click the link.
Hold on.
He's still. I seen him post the other day. They're still doing the podcast
got
too.
it.
Right?
I don't think he sleeps. Whenever I talk to Brett, it looks like he's been up for 4 days.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me click on here. I got an idea.
What?
Hold on. I'm doing something. Just keep the show going. Keep the wheels from falling off.
We could,
all right.
but I
Oh,
don't
here
think
he
we.
is. Brett the
Hold
Wet
on.
Pretzel in the
Yeah,
house,
Brett.
everybody.
What's going on?
Yeah,
There he is. Look at that nice new backdrop you got.
Oh,
Dang.
I've been working on that. It's so like I can't claim to be an expert if I don't would know how to work on all the different energy management systems. So
Cool.
I basically have everything hooked up to the router, so it doesn't matter what energy management system is. I can hook everything up, and then I have it remote. So if I'm working out of town, I can then log into the controller and then work on the shit out of town.
There you go.
Oh,
I
that's
posted the
cool.
link.
I have no clue what you're talking about, but it sounds pretty cool.
Go ahead and click that, Cyborg.
So when you're remote, why would you have to get to that controller though? Just for
So when I make trainings, right? So I make training specific on the equipment that people are working on. So they'll give me the PNIDs, they'll give me the which is the piping diagram of the actual the rack or whatever. They'll give me electrical diagrams, and they'll give me the program. So then I can break down the program and actually teach them what some of the logics does, right? So
on the exact systems they're working
correct.
on.
So like sometimes they use Boolean logic, microthermal and microthermal and RDM. They use block logic, and so a lot of people don't understand block logic or even Boolean logic. So I'll break down that controller and
that's awesome.
Make it understandable.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's really awesome. That's like ultimate tech support right there.
Yeah.
I've been doing that too.
Right. I can imagine.
Yeah, we were doing some work with some OEMs, writing programs and stuff. So like I said, so like if I have to write a program for somebody, then I can test it. That's what like the potentiometers and shit are for. So I can basically, simulate pressures and temperatures or leak levels or whatever the hell, so I can make sure the program that I did actually works.
That is really cool. I like that.
So how's your new gig going?
Awesome. I'm actually booked up until December.
That's freaking awesome, dude.
Do
you give yourself time in between though?
Hold on, there was two questions. Do I give myself time? Yeah. The problem is that like we're in business development mode, right? So it's not just like doing the training. So I'm also doing like fault analysis on end user sites. So if they have an ongoing issue that's been plaguing them for whatever, we're a third party impartial. So it doesn't matter the energy management system. It doesn't matter. We have no one to point at except for the actual problem, right? So we just went down to Florida to look at you guys familiar with monoblock?
Heard of it.
Okay, monoblock is basically a propane system. Instead of being all self-contained, well, I mean, they are self-contained except for they're not putting the heat back in the facility. The heat is then transposed to glycol, and then the glycol can either be, the heat is rejected out to the atmosphere, or they use it for
reheat.
Correct. Yeah. So they have a three-way valve that says, hey, we're doing reheats, we're running the air conditioning, but we don't want to short cycle the air conditioning because all the supermarkets typically have to be at around no greater than 75 degrees and 55% relative humidity. So why not utilize the free heat that they're getting? So that being said, so we went for a failure analysis on a site, and basically the because of the charge mitigation, the charge limits that you have on propane, you're only allowed to have 150 grams as of right now.
I thought they would raise that on the supermarket as long as it's an open case.
So this is a walk-in. So it basically has 3 compressors. It's a hot gas defrost actual monoplane.
Got it.
It's kind of crazy. So because of the charge limits, the charge restrictions, typically in a freezer, and Chris, you probably know this. Typically we go about 6 fins per inch as far as the fin spacing, and then usually with a freezer we go about 4 fins per inch because more moisture, more latent heat, all that shit's going to back up, right? So because of the charge limits, it seems like the manufacturer went tiny. So they on the cooler they went like 8 fins per inch. So even though we're defrosting every 4 hours, you could see on the graphs at hour like 2.5, 3 before the defrost, the SST started, or I'm sorry, the suction line temperature started burying. Well, the only time the suction line temperature is going to bury is if the suction pressure goes lower. Unfortunately, there's no pressure transducers. All there is a suction temperature sensor and a room temperature sensor. So when it comes out of defrost, you can see the room temp at, let's just say 34, and you'll see the suction line at about 24. It's running about a 10-degree TD and like 5 or 6 degrees of superheat. And then you can see as the coil starts packing up with more moisture, you can see the suction line temperature start going down because you reduced airflow. And Joe, reduced airflow on anything is going to do what to the suction pressure?
Low pressure, yeah.
Exactly. It's going to drop it. So you can kind of estimate really what's going on with internal, because the expansion valve is stupid. All it knows is supposed to maintain whatever superheat that it was originally set for. So as that suction line temperature goes down, that's tell you that your saturated goes down. Because it is propane, you really can't put any sensors on it. Now, if you guys didn't know,
I was wondering about that. Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've never seen it on a propane. Maybe now with the bigger chillers and shit, they're doing it. I'm not sure. But what you can do is, if you guys didn't know, anything after where the expansion valve is, like after the nozzle, that is your true blue saturation.
Right.
So like older
what do you mean by true blue?
So like let's just say your saturation
where it flashes.
Yeah, after where the distributor tubes are. So next time you're checking your that's how mini splits and shit mitigate their superheat, right? They don't have a pressure transducer. They'll have a temperature sensor right on the distributor tube, which will give you basically your saturation temperature, right? That's what I meant about true blue. It's basically your pressure converted without actually getting your pressure converted. Older case controllers, the predecessor to the CC200, which is that guy up there, is basically there's an older version, which is a CC100. They didn't have pressure transducers, because pressure transducers you really couldn't put in freezers. They were big, and so like so now they just use the temperature sensor of the distributor tube and the temperature sensor of the suction, and with that you could see what your superheat is. So that's one of the things that I think we want to try, so to see what the superheat's doing, you know what I mean? So you can kind of tell what the hell's going on, and giving you back to what you said, Adam, your true blue saturated suction. You know what I mean? Like your actual, like without having to put a pressure transducer on there. Someone put it in the chat why you couldn't put a pressure transducer. I don't know if you can't. I've just never physically seen it.
I think they just try to limit them. Like I
limit every point. Every point.
There's so much information about propane, like misinformation out there. There's so many people out there that scream it's illegal to have service ports. It's not. So many people that it's just who knows what they're thinking. And in all honesty,
you lose a mouse fart and all of a sudden the system is not working. You know what I mean?
Because when you're dealing with, especially on the small ones, when you're dealing with such a small, you're dealing with grams. It's a minute amount.
So
what is probes on a system?
Convert that what is a gram? I don't work on this.
So 150 grams is like 5.67 ounces. It's somewhere in there. It's right in there. So when you think about that's the total charge on like a reaching
28 grams in an ounce.
Small. But you could do a lot of work with a little bit of refrigerant.
That's the efficiency of propane. Is super efficient.
There was a system that they put out in California. It was a propane rack system, because like literally because it has so many BTUs per pound, you could essentially
we need to hang kill each us about the propane and propane. Absolutely.
No, so anyway, so they put in a system out in California that was propane secondary, That's good. Propane secondary, and the fire department really didn't know what to do, because technically you're not allowed to have, you know, more than X amount within a system that's inside a building. But when they built the receiver, they put the receiver up above the roof, above the motor room, so it technically wasn't inside. But the fire department, like the guy that was doing the inspection, he's like, I don't know what to do. So the store almost wasn't allowed to run, because they were like, well, you have more than, you know, it's like, it was like 48 pounds or something like that, which is basically a propane cylinder worth. And they're like, well, it's not inside. There's like, shit,
I think
he's right.
I think it's funny how they skate the rules too, because when they first came out with the charge limitation and the manufacturers were dropping these self-contained reach-in coolers, their solution to these like 3- and 4-door reach-in coolers was to put 2 condensing units with 2 evaporators, right? Or a single evaporator with a single condensing unit. It was in the same box, but it was considered a system, was 1 evaporator and 1 condenser. So you then had 300 grams literally right next to each other, and they're just skating the rules.
That's what they did with this monoblock system. So it was 7 systems.
Yeah.
But each system has 3 compressors.
Yeah.
So in each compressor has 150 grams. So do the math. You know what I mean? So you're basically 7 times 3, that's 21.
I know they were trying them out where you had the whole case lineup and each one had its own scroll compressor, right? And they had those secondary ones. And those things, so you have like 15, 20 fucking units.
What's stupid about those was the only thing that I really don't like about those is that, like, I think it's Hussmann. Hussmann actually puts the compressor in the back wall.
And so if you don't they use the sideways compressor too? The sideways.
So scroll? that's on Hill Phoenix Solo Chill. They use the side compressor. Carter cases, they also use that side laying, you know, compressor.
Yeah.
Yes. And but Hussmann was doing actual scrolls, like stand-up scrolls, but they were putting in the back wall. So like if you ever had to service it, you had to charge it, and like, well, hope to God that I got the charge right, and then put the back wall together. And like, shit, no, I didn't. And then take it all back apart.
When I saw pictures of those units where it had the side scroll, it looked like a freaking VRF unit where everything was crammed in there, and you're like, you might as well just take that out and throw it away and put a new one in.
So they did a supermarket here in Dallas, and they were like, it was tons of those cases that we were talking about. The only difference is that they had a glycol condenser, basically a plate-to-plate heat exchanger.
Pulling the heat out.
Yeah, correct. So you don't put all the heat in the store. So when they sized it, they're like, yeah, it's gonna fit good in the store, except for the door wasn't big enough. So they had to cut off every single condensing unit on every single case to get it to the damn door.
Get it through the building. Yeah.
What's a sideways compressor?
Nathan Peterson, Copeland came out with a scroll compressor that was meant to be laid on its side, essentially.
Is
it Copeland, or
I thought it was Copeland, wasn't it?
Is it just a space saving type of deal, or what's the point of it?
Yeah.
Is it not Copeland? Was it like Danfoss or something?
Man, I can't remember. It's something. Hold on,
But it was a scroll, right? I know.
No, 100%. But it wasn't Copeland. It was. I thought it was.
It's got to work a little bit different, right? Like there has to be something different about how the scroll plates work, right?
I don't think it's different about the scroll plates, but I think the way the oil goes in, because the oil basically is on the side.
It's not going to use the standard pickup thing from the bottom of the scroll. It's going to have something different.
Yeah,
maybe it has an internal pump or something. I don't know.
Right.
It's a vertical scroll, I think it's called.
Yeah, it's probably be the better call way to turn.
Vertical when it's horizontal. Vertical.
Or is it horizontal? I don't know. I was vertical. Horizontal is the horizon, so it would be horizontal.
Yeah.
I just put sideways and see what happens.
Sideways scroll.
It would be horizontal. I'm horrible with this. Yeah. So where's Bill?
I don't know. I think he said he had a tummy ache.
Yeah.
Now Bill's got Bill had a kid at 40, so
probably like sideways scrolls.
No, older than 40. His wife's 42 or 41, I think.
Who?
Yes. So whatever happened, Adam? You were supposed to call me back. We were supposed to nerd out on that conversation.
So I got an answer from who I talked to 2 people, and Eugene never called me back.
They knew the answer right away.
Eugene never called me back. He said he was going to do research and try to extrapolate data.
Extrapolate. I love that word. such a big word.
we nerded out the one night we were talking, I don't know, probably 2.5 hours, 3 hours trying to figure out the latent heat removal and how you could actually figure it out on a refrigerated case.
So it's funny because I call Brett with a tech support question.
I got a text, it just says tech support.
And that's what I always do whenever I start conversation with him. I say tech support, and then he calls me 2 seconds later.
I'm curious if you can figure out the latent heat removal while measuring the condensate.
You can.
Well, so that's the thing. So the cases, Hill Phoenix and Hussman, they put how many pounds or how many gallons or pounds of water that actually are removed during their defrost. So if you know, typically the space is 75 degrees, 55% relative humidity, no higher than that. And then if it knows with that amount of limit how much infiltration the case naturally has, which means it knows how much water it's taking out. Yeah.
But where would that not? So it would only work in a certain situation though, because if you had some sort of no, never mind.
So
I'm going.
let's I'm going to give a little context to the conversation. So I asked Brett, let's say I have a hypothetical house, right? And let's say that I know what my equipment's capacity is at indoor conditions, outdoor conditions, at airflow X.
Okay.
But now, what if I provide an airflow that is lower than what's on the performance table for the chart? What will my capacity be at a much lower airflow?
Well, you would have to backwards. I'm sure you could do it if you have enough data, right? You would have to make your own graphs though.
Well, so you could interpolate data if it's in between, but extrapolating is more difficult. And then so I go through this thing. Brett gives me this long technical answer that I had no idea what he was really saying. But at the end of the day, then he asked me, he's like, so I got this pot factory that I'm working on. And that's not what you said. What is it?
No, I was just, we were trying to figure out, theoretically because there's a lot of latent removal of moisture. Yeah. Because the plants, I forget, when I talked to Matt and Megan, it was like a ridiculous amount of water that's evaporated off the plant because it's X temperature, whatever. And they're trying to keep the humidity, whatever. And so instead of using, air conditioning coils, the thought was that we could use, refrigeration coils, right? And so that was the idea, and so this ended up, with the conversation with Adam. We were just trying to figure out how the hell to figure this out.
Oh, hold on.
So this is what he said. I don't even see Cyborg. I think you sent him the wrong link.
I sent him the link to
last week's show.
I was wondering why you put the link in the chat, and then now I know why.
Keep waiting there. That's last week's show.
That's a fucking. I don't even know if it was. It was just like something in the StreamYard, dude. I just sent him a StreamYard link.
That's the wrong one.
Got him.
Cyborg. You gotta watch it, Cyborg. But anyways, so Brett was saying, I know what my sensible is, but it doesn't really tell me my latent. So we started going down the whole rabbit hole of like, how could you calculate latent? And then we were talking about like, if you slow down your fan, what would happen to the latent? And we were trying to figure out, is there a way to figure out what my latent would be if I knew what my airflow is? But those systems, they don't give you an airflow rating. But I was telling Brett that you can calculate your airflow.
So then that's when I was like, all right, well, next time I'm in front of a system, a case, because I can calculate how much cubic feet per minute it is. Well, I know what the feet per minute is, so we can calculate and convert the feet per minute into cubic CFM, and then also I'd have to get the holes of where the fans are. So if the fans are 10 inches round and there's 4 of them in the case, figure out that hole, and then figure out what the wet bulb return and dry bulb and humidity is, supply and return. Theoretically, we could figure out what the latent heat is. And then
how are you going to find out the air going through that case?
Well, use an anemometer.
You're just gonna average.
Well, but don't they already give you a? They rate the fans at feet per minute, not in CFM.
Correct. So Hill Phoenix has been doing it for years. Hussman didn't, and I was at a training class out in California. I was like, yeah, Hill Phoenix gives you because I do ABC. Air before charge. So you have to know that your airflow is right first before you even screw with your SST and before you mess with your superheat. Because if you weren't aware, like if we have a box that's running at 30 degrees and our typical TD is 10 degrees, basically what you guys call approach, basically your saturated suction versus your box temperature, 10 degrees. It's typically what it is. If you were to and that's a 1 ton coil. If I drop my saturated suction, like just to say it's on a pressure regulator that I can adjust, get lower. If I adjust it down to a 10 degree saturation, that coil is no longer a 1 ton coil. Now it's a 2 ton coil. And it perpetually increases every single time I drop the thing by 10 degrees. And so, yes, it will, will drop more energy, but then the expansion valve doesn't change size. So you have to know what your airflow is supposed to be, because it used to be we had 9 watt motors, 4 watt motors, and 5 watt motors, and then that was the gambit of what they have. But now every single motor now has a certain RPM.
It's all ECM crap,
all
and
ECM
they're programmed.
Fuck. And so like the problem is that so like to alleviate all that, I'm like, okay, just check what it says. So anyway, I was talking shit about. I was like, yeah, Hill Phoenix Quiz. I said, but if you're Husband, you're like, oh, what do I care? And so 3 engineers from Husband come bum rush me after I was teaching. And they're like, you know what? You're absolutely right. He's like, we're going to start putting in their documentation, which I thought was amazing. And they started to. But I mean, like, I got into an argument with one of the manufacturers. I'm like, I need to know what your feet per minute is. He's like, well, that's proprietary. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean it's proprietary? I was like, well, fuck you. I'm just going to take one of the units that's not screwed up and measure the feet per minute. I'm like, okay. Then I went through all the rest of them, and the average happened to be 720. Well, you could have just told me it was 720, because it's a good indication if the if the circuit is iced up or not, and you can't see ice.
Right.
And that's the airflow is as important as refrigeration is for air conditioning. So if I don't know what the airflow is supposed to be.
Yeah, some manufacturers just want to, like, for whatever reason, gatekeep information, and it's stupid. There's some big air conditioning manufacturers, and it's just like, I deal with that with some train crap, and it's like, why do you guys do this shit? Like, make it fucking, at least make your tech support easy or something, because like literally it helps to advance the sales of your equipment the easier it is to work on it. If you make it hard and only trained people can work on it, then it's like, this is fucking dumb.
Well, and that's the thing. I've said that to a lot of manufacturers. I was like, send me your stuff so I can like just go through it, and then I can teach your stuff the way that I'm interpreting it, and be like, okay, now your stuff's, now they're not gonna be like, oh, this train thing's a piece of garbage. No, because they actually understand it. Yeah. You can fix anything as long as you understand how it's supposed to work. But if you gatekeep all that information, how the fuck is the technicians? They make it harder. So if you give me the airflow, you give me what the SST, you give me all the design parameters. If I can get it back to that and it still doesn't work, then I'm going to call you back and say, hey, I got it exactly the way that it was supposed to be. What the hell did you do wrong? Because like everything else that you gave me was straight.
So something that is I've heard of someone doing this. I don't do this. And, if someone did do this, they could never share this information publicly. But something that you can do is, it's so easy to record phone calls now. So if you record a phone call on your iPhone while you're on hold, it says this call is being recorded when you're on hold. And then you record it. Everything they tell you is it fucking stores it in your notes app on your phone. And it's all right there. Now you can't use that.
It translates the conversation.
Transcripts.
Yep. Really? It transcripts it for you. And then you have it all stored. So when they give you that information that you're talking to someone and they're like, yeah, we've got these VFD parameters. And I'm like, can you send those to me? No, we can't send them to you, but I'll tell them to you right now. Okay, cool. Fucking recording the call. There it is. Problem solved. I know the parameters now.
So you know someone that does this, Chris, but you don't.
Yeah, I know someone that does it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
One time I did that messing around with my wife. She got real mad. She's like, what do you mean you recorded my phone call? Well,
I was on a phone call with a gentleman the other day that was talking to me about like a school thing or whatever, and I just told him up front, I was like, hey dude, I'm really bad with shit, so I'm gonna record this call if you're cool with that. And he's like, yeah, no problem. And then that's nice too, because now I have a transcript of everything he told me.
Right now,
yeah, you want to hear it? It's fucking boring. It's talking about creating an education website.
Oh no,
it's not that fun. I just don't remember shit. I have a very short-term memory.
Brett, are you happy with your move?
Oh yeah, for sure. I get to work on so many different pieces of equipment. The thanks I get for all the training I get is just amazing. It just makes me feel like I'm actually moving the industry forward instead of just being stagnant. Like working. I'm not dogging any big corporation at all. But like I'm unrestricted. I get to do what needs to be done for the benefit of the industry.
Is it your thing, or are you working for somebody else now?
So I partnered with a company called Future Green Now. Future Green Now has been engineering CO2. The gentleman that I work for, his name is Vinan Grindelwald. First
that's
time I
like-
ever, yeah, every
That's
bad
like,
guy
that's
villain
like
ever.
a cousin from Die Hard.
Yeah, yeah, diplomatic community, no, 100%. And so the first time I ever met him on a podcast, I couldn't say his name, so he's like, just call me Bob. Like, even when he orders coffee under his kid's name. He's like, no one can ever say Vinan. He's like, so I was like, I thought I heard his name. He's like, no, they're gonna say Jared. I'm like, why? He's like, because they can never say my name. I'm like, all right, gotcha.
Yeah.
So basically, so now, like I said, so they've been engineering CO2. Like, they have some badass stuff, and I can't wait to go. So one of the cats got to go to Barcelona. We've engineered some stuff that actually, uses oceanic water for condenser, but on top of it, it actually desalinates at the same time. So you're actually
That's interesting, dude.
Yeah. So it actually, so they've engineered some badass stuff all over the world.
Wait, is it desalinating it before it runs it through so it's clean?
So I believe desalination happens. I think it might be easier to separate the salt from it once it's heated up, because they had to do. Well, here's the thing: they had to do something with it, because you can't just heat up ocean water and dump it back in the ocean.
Right, because you're raising global temperatures and all that crap, right?
Yeah.
You're hurting the environment.
I was gonna say you probably need. There's heavy restrictions on doing stuff. I know, like, even rivers, lakes, ponds, whatever, geothermal. If you try to use a lake or whatever heat exchanger, that's like, you need permission for that.
Well,
right?
so what's really one of the dumb things about the U.S., which I realize is that we have so many restrictions on things. We use what's called adiabatic cooling. Adiabatic cooling is where we drop water across pads instead of dropping it right over like an evaporative condenser, where you're actually dropping the solids directly on the coil and causing corrosion, right? So we drop it across the pads just to drop the wet bulb of the temperature, so it appear you have cool, humid air going across this coil. Well, depends on what type of system you use. You have ones that have recirc pumps. But you also have ones that control off the humidity. Well, what other countries have found and have had great benefit from is using all the gray water from the evaporators. So if you have a huge ass facility, right, why not reclaim that water? Because it's already cold, right? It's already nice and cold. You've already dropped all the solids out of it, because basically you're getting pure, water coming out of this thing, right? So they actually then pump grab all the gray water. It's not dirty. It came from the evaporators.
Yeah.
Right.
It's already dropped all the solids out. You have this nice, cool gray water, and then basically repump it up to the adiabatic. So you're removing moisture from the product and removing heat from the product, and then you're putting the moisture, the byproduct that would go down the drain, back into reusing, which just gets evaporated anyway. So circle of life. Like, why not? But some of the restrictions with gray water, like, we can't, some areas can't use spout water for like gardens and shit, because you should use water that we're providing.
Well, we have a lot of those rules out here because we're near the coast. So, and everything here. So we can't, like, for instance, people freak out when they see in my videos that everything's piped in copper and it's on the roof and it's going to the drains. And that's because a lot of the locations are near the coast, and that goes to stormwater runoff, which goes to the ocean. So they have to, trap their condensate in the sewer system, basically.
Everybody knows all drains lead to the ocean.
Yep. So I want to go back to a comment you made about when Adam was asking you about going on your own and doing your thing. One thing that I envy in what you're doing is your ability to separate yourself in a way from the corporate, the private equity, all that stuff, right? Because now you're just training people, and nobody's your competitor. You get to just stay in this. I'm running into a weird thing where I have people emailing me asking me for help, and they're my direct competitors. And I'm like, I want to help people, but then I'm like, this is a gray area here, because you're taking customers from me, but so I envy that, being able to help people with no inhibitions. Like,
Brett, you should hire Chris.
I'm too afraid to go. It's scary to do something like that, man. I need to.
Well,
I need it bad, but
I'm doing like everyone thinks I'm just doing CO2. I mean,
you're
CO2
doing everything.
Everything. So I've been out in Colorado for now 3 weeks. I was supposed to go out the 4th week, but I had to put it off. This guy's having me out there for 6 weeks, and all I'm doing is the problem is like, all the cats coming out of the trades, and the schools, a lot of them are like for-profit schools, right?
Yes.
So
They're
like
horrible.
they're like 80 hours. Oh yeah, you're gonna make like $40 an hour. Just get out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the contractor, like Chris, is left holding the bag. He's got to train these cats up. So, and so the contractor I'm working with, like, so some of the guys are appliance guys, some of the guys are from HVAC, some do residentials, and so like it's the Wild West. So no one really, there's no structure in when diagnosing. So like, I literally have been working with all of their guys, about eight guys in a mechanical room at once. And then we'll go through, how to read a refrigeration schedule. Cause like I said to you guys before, like getting it back to the way it was spec'd. And if it doesn't work from then there's an additional problem, right? Getting staples. So it doesn't matter if, Joe, you call Chris or Adam, you call me. It doesn't matter. Everyone has been trained the same damn way. So everyone's diagnosing everything the same way.
Yeah.
And so, they're seeing the benefit of it. That, he told me that their callbacks have decreased by at least 30%.
So this is a company that brought you in, a private
Correct.
company.
Yeah,
and
correct.
It's like they're new hires, and you're just like, you're kind of like on staff for the time being.
Yeah. So I'll get out there Monday, and then basically 10 hours a day for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we build on everything, right? So the first day is like, I want to make sure, like, depends on how green the cats are, right? So first I'm like, okay, I want you to check superheat on the suction. Okay. I want you to check superheat on some of the case or some of the, now on the discharge line. They're like, well, why the discharge line? I'm like, well, that'll tell you if you have a compressor that's overheating for some other stupid reason, something mechanical. Because if you have the same suction temperature going in, technically, if they're all parallel together, you should have the same discharge going out. And if you don't, they're like, oh, I never thought about that. So then then once we do that, then we're like, okay, let's go look at the cases. So we'll look at the cases on the graphs, try to figure out the ones that have the farthest deviation, whether it be 3 or 4 degrees between cases. Okay, let's go with that. And then we do the ABC thing, and it's funny because I'll tell them like my methodology where like I go to the case just to look at it and see if there's anything blatant, right? Like if there's a fan out, okay, it's probably the fan, right? But if let's just say they find it has high superheat, I go right to the rack. Because here's the thing, like just like the human body, you got to make sure the heart, the lungs, everything's working copacetic first before you go start wrenching on expansion valve. Like most calls, probably about at least, and I'm being conservative here, 65% of calls for refrigeration mechanics are self-inflicted.
I can agree with that. And,
right?
and depending on the stuff you're working in my space, like I'm in restaurants, right? So mine's human error. Most of it is human error. It's water damage. Controllers are soaked. They've got a mind of their own. So same thing on the supermarket side. You guys are going to have consistent, problems.
Guys will, so we've had this conversation before where like subcoolers actually increase the size of an expansion valve by, almost a half, right? So they'll go in there and if the subcooler's not working, they might not look at it. And then you'll have 2 or 3 technicians that start wrenching all these expansion valves. Then technician number 5 is like, oh, subcooler's messed up. Fixes the subcooler. Now all of a sudden all his compressors are white. Yeah, all his compressors are white because now he's flooded out the whole damn thing because the 4 technicians before. And that's what I did when I first moved to Dallas. Guys were breaking my balls. And it's like, oh, I'm cutting subcool over here. It's all he wants to fucking fix. Yeah, because that was the problem. And then when I would do that, I would be there the rest of the week tweaking 20 different expansion valves that were messed with over the course of 3 months. So if everyone has the same methodology, we start with the rack, make sure the suction's straight, make sure the TD on the condenser's right. So if it's typically on Chris attests to me that usually split systems usually have about a 20-degree TD. So if the ambient's 80, you're gonna be running 100-degree saturated condensing temperature, right? Air conditioning usually runs anywhere from 25 to about a 35-degree saturated condensing temperature over ambient, right? So if they check that, all right, that's good. Suction pressure straight. Liquid, okay, is the liquid quality good? And what I mean by that, do we have any blockage in the filter dryers before? But also not just that, but the temperature. You might have something that's telling all those temperatures to be at the subcooling temperature of that liquid to be at 55 degrees. And if it's not, remember, more capacity in subcooled refrigerant than not subcooled refrigerant, right? So we do this for one of the reasons why, because 1, we can actually downsize our equipment. 2, we can downsize our piping. So the problem is if you have a 5/8 pipe that's supposed to supply a 4-ton run being subcooled, if it's not being subcooled, now all of a sudden we don't have enough refrigerant. Yeah. And so what everyone's going to do, they're going to open up expansion valves. Then when someone finally fixes the root cause, now that guy that fixed the root cause has to go back and fix all the other shit that was tweaked because That's, you know, as technicians, that's all we want to do is like, I want to open it up just a little bit, whether it be an EPR expansion valve. That's all they want to do. They just want to play with it.
So William Payne asked, why do schools overinflate their earning expectations to students? Well, simply because they want students to come to their schools, right? They want to bring people into the trade. But what a lot of people don't realize, why these schools push kids out the door of these private for-profit schools, a good majority of the time, the way these for-profit schools make money is obviously by students, right? They need students to come in. Most of the time in the for-profit schools, students can't afford the cost that these schools are using. So students use financial aid. In order for the schools to be a recipient of financial aid, they have to have a pass-through number. Those students have to pass that class at a rate of, you know, let's say you have 10 students, 9 of them have to pass. And if they see numbers where all of a sudden, you know, 5 of them aren't passing or something, then the school stops having the ability to accept financial aid. So it's a horrible thing that the government has for these schools. The incentivize, basically.
There's a school by me that there is no fail.
Yeah. I had a friend that went, he left contracting and decided he wanted to be an educator, and it lasted a whole but 6 months because he couldn't flunk a student. And he was like, yep, I'm done. See ya. Bounced. Because they wouldn't let him, because it doesn't benefit the school because of the way that they structure themselves.
Well, there's another workaround too. So like, you know, because those schools are, you know, are over the post-secondary ed. There's other schools that charge, there's like a limit. So if you're charged under for a certain amount of hours for the month, you don't have to be post-secondary ed. So basically, Chris, you could start a fucking school, you know?
Yeah.
Adam,
and that's why we're seeing these private schools pop up where they're, I'm seeing a lot of them lately that are popping up. You saw what ATI pop up a while back, right? Now there's like 3 other competitors to ATI in my area that are doing the same similar thing. And, you know, they're not pushing out the students. You know, the interesting thing is that one of my apprentices is from ATI. That's the name of that school, right? ATI. Yeah. One of my apprentices went to that one. And then one of the other ones went to one of the really bad for-profit ones.
What's Jason talking about here? If you guys know, we can get an extra 13 tons of capacity using refrigerant economizer on a screw compressor. What does that mean?
So what they'll do is they'll subcool the refrigerant, and then the suction coming back is going to be at an intermediary temperature, right? So if your suction's all the way down to, let's just say you're doing 448, and 448 to get like a 20 degree saturated, you're at 45 pounds. Well, maybe to get, maybe you'll get, maybe to try to subcool that liquid down to 50 degrees, you'd have to be at 45 degrees saturated, which is maybe like 70 PSI. Well, they take that suction gas the suction gas coming off the subcooler, and they'll put it on a side port of either a scroll or a screw compressor. They basically inject it at a certain spot in the windings to cool down the windings, but also you have, you know, more dense gas, you know, going in there.
You mentioned net refrigeration effect.
Yeah. So so that's, cool. I think that's what you're talking about, right, Jay? Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said net
refrigeration. Talking about net refrigeration, I guess like you said, more volume.
Yeah. Well, and not just that, but like it's more efficient as well because, you know, you're less compression ratio if you really think about it, right? You're almost halfway there to whatever your discharge pressure is.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Well, I think it's time we wrap this up.
Yeah,
it's been a while. No, it's good.
Get you back on. It's good talk.
It's nice. It's been cool. Yeah, so let's wrap it. Don't go anywhere, Brett.
All right.
We got to talk shit about people after this.
See you next time.